Good afternoon. Tom Ginn here, G-Force Wednesday. Before I get into Gratitude Works today, I just want to make sure that I get the announcements out that you're turning on your notifications, tagging and sharing your friends, because I want to make sure that you are aware of who's coming on Friday's G-Force, 2 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be a phenomenal interview, a world-class individual, a servant leader, former world champion boxer, performed at the highest level in the amateur ranks, and was confronted with a decision. Do I go pro or do I go into my service, his calling? And he made that decision. And this individual we're bringing in on Friday, you definitely want to mark your calendars. Hector Colon. Hector Colon. If you don't know who he is, you can Google him, those type of things, and check him out. So that's Hector. We'll be talking about his book, his journey from boxing to boardroom, 5 essential virtues for life and leadership. I've met Hector. I've had some conversations with him, and I tell you what, you're going to be in for a treat. Making decisions, following your heart, following your intuition, following your gifts. Now, he had many gifts. One was with his hands, the other one was within himself, and he recognized the path he wanted to go on. So you're going to hear that story. You're going to hear that story on Friday. So turn on your notifications, tag and share. Hey, Scott, thanks for jumping on. Hey, share this out with your audience. Going to be a great interview on Friday, Hector Colon. So he's going to bring a lot of insight of what it takes to be a servant leader and how he made that journey. So thanks much for jumping on. Tag and share with your friends. Today's event as well as for Friday. This last week or so, I have been diving into another book. It all deals in and around how we operate, understanding it, the ant and the elephant. This is a great book to draw, what would I call it, attention to how we really operate on our thinking. We have 2 sides of our thinking process, our conscious, intellectual, reasoning mind. And that's where a lot of people spend their time to make changes. But ultimately, it's the subconscious that dictates how we operate and the paths we go on in life. And so the story, I'm going to just recap this because today, Adir makes a decision to meet Elgo, going to the oasis, a journey less traveled. Just recapping how this story is going. The ant, very small creature in relationship to the elephant. And it's your intellectual mind. And if you put an ant on the back of an elephant, there is no way that ant can turn and direct that elephant in the direction it wants to go. That's your conscious mind. See, the elephant is your subconscious mind. It's our belief systems, our fears, all those things that have been programmed into us. So in the beginning of the book, it started out with Adir, experienced a storm, was picked up by the storm, blew out in the middle of the Sahara, isolated by himself, away from his ant colony and things that he knew and it was totally upset. Didn't know what to do because he was outside his element. And in that process, he was trying to figure out a logical, reasonable way to get back to the ant colony. But he couldn't figure it out. So Brio came into the picture, the owl, the wise owl, and said there is an oasis that you can journey to, find a whole new tribe of ants, a whole new colony of ants that will be more robust, more happy, more prosperous. And Adir's first thought, hearing that from Brio, the owl, the wise owl, thought it was hokey pokey. There's no way. Logic and reason kicked in. Thanks, Scott, for sharing. Thanks for sharing, Scott. So Adir was, like most of us do, we let our logic and reasoning mind start dictating how we're going to proceed. And that oasis definitely intrigued the logical regional mind of Adir. But guess what? Adir didn't know what to do. It still didn't make sense. There was conflict. And I'll bring up what Adir did here in a moment. So then we got into the story of Elgo, the elephant. The elephant is in relationship to our mind, the subconscious mind. This is the element that how we've been programmed, our belief systems, how we deal with everything. You see, 80% of everything we accomplish in life is all on behavior and belief system. 20% of our success or accomplishments is on knowledge and know-how, the intellect. So Elgo, brought up by his parents, by a tribe of elephants, what do you call that? A herd of elephants. But his father always talked about life is tough. It's a burden. Success is for other people. That just limiting beliefs. We're beasts of burden. Resign yourself to being the beast of burden, whatever that means to you. And his mother was very cautious and safe. Stay in the herd. You know, there's lions out there. There's things that can hurt you and all those things. So he was very cautious and very fearful to get outside the realm of the herd, conformity, the mentality of the herd, the safety of all those numbers is how Elgo was operating. But he had an uncle, sort of the rebel elephant in the tribe. And he always talked about, we got to find a path to the oasis. So we don't have to trek miles and miles through the Sahara, searching for water and food, that we can get to there is an oasis out there. The big dream, the big thing that we're all seeking, the oasis. And of course, the way Elgo was programmed, he says, there's no way. We're not meant to have that type of luxury or that type of success or that type of ease. We're beasts of burdens. And his mother's subconscious mind was talking to him about that's a long journey. It's probably dangerous. And all the fear kicked in. So Elgo resigned on a subconscious level not to make the trek. You know, how many times we've had somebody paint the oasis to us and we get all excited and we want to make that journey, but what holds us back? What holds us back? And moving on to today's lesson is we're moving from that intellectual reasoning mind and going back to Adir, the ant, the logical reasoning, thinking part of the mind. And Brio, the owl, was talking with him about painting the picture of what the oasis would look like. That if you go back to your old ant hive, your old tribe, nothing's going to change. Matter of fact, it's going to lead to regret. It's going to lead to frustration and anxiety, knowing that there is a better place. But logic and reason. So Brio was starting to make a lot of sense to Adir, his reasoning mind. Yeah, maybe there is a stronger, more positive group of ants that I could be associated, and not retreating back to the familiar. Started making some sense that there was opportunity, there is hope, there is a better way. So his reasoning mind was starting to go to work and start picturing what that might look like. And what Brio was telling him, it's time to make a decision. Quit vacillating. Make a decision. Because if you don't, you're going to resign yourself to the same old place you've always been and expecting a different result. That's sort of my own paraphrasing there. He says, you've got to make the decision to start working with the elephant, the subconscious, understanding how that is working and how you can change your subconscious to move you in the direction you want to go, working with your intellect mind, your knowledge mind, all those things. But you've got to make a decision to do the work, to get to the oasis. We all are seeking more and better, whatever that is to you in definition. We all have a different oasis that we're seeking in our lives. And this journey is not going to be easy, Brio said. It's going to take some work. See, we are, as Brio says, confronted daily in this moment, making decisions, first thoughts. Is that first thought taking us to the oasis? Or is our first thought having you retreat back to conformity and things you're comfortable with? Are you letting fear get in the way? And his logical mind, Adir's logical mind, was going and evaluating that from a logical perspective. But something was tugging at him, and he knew that he had to risk. He knew that he had to make a decision to go to work. See, if he went back to the colony, the ant colony, he knew he was accepting the well-known. Knowing that there was something better out there, he knew that it would continue eating at him, stressing him out, creating anxiety, creating disappointment that he didn't make it. See, growth in life, you have to take a risk. You have to move in the direction of the oasis, your heart's desire, that vision that you seek. And if he went back, he would fall under the majesty of the queen ant. Who is your queen ant? What colonies or what people are influencing you to keep you stuck in the ant hive that you're in? Are you a servant to a queen, or do you want to become a king and take control of your own destiny? Who are you serving? So he was rationalizing, he recognized, his logical mind says he wanted to be in control. Didn't want to go back to the same old frustrating environment he was in. And he recognized that there was going to be a discovery, that the discovery was going to be magnificent, that every step that you move forward to the direction that you're going, yes, there's going to be some obstacles to get around, but it's the anticipation of realization of the oasis that's in your mind, in your vision, in your heart. And Adir made a decision. He made a decision. And he knew if he found the oasis, he would find a new colony of ants. More aware, more positive group of ants. And he knew if he got into that, he would grow again. He would find another oasis to go after. And Brio, the wise owl, asked him this one question. Are you ready to go to work? Are you ready to go to work? And guess what? Adir made that decision. So the story again is we are brought up with two sides of our thinking, the conscious and unconscious, subconscious mind. And we think that's the intellectual conscious mind that's dictating the results that we get in life. Not so. It's Elgo, the elephant, the subconscious mind. And when we know how to work those together, we are now become a king of our colony. We become the king of our destiny. We design our own oasis, whatever that means for you. Are you sick and tired? I always ask that in my financial coach. I always ask this hard question. Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Are you sick and tired of being broke? Are you sick and tired of dealing with money negatively? Are you sick and tired? See, when we get to that point, we can then look at things differently, use our intellect and use our logical mind. But more importantly, you make that decision at the emotional level. And what is holding you back? Is it the ant that's controlling you? Or do you want to be the elephant that knows that that tether is just a manifestation of false reality? What is your false realities? Take control. Sever the tether. Make a decision. Lean into your fear. And as a coach, I help my clients get very, very clear on their why, their purpose, and help them understand how to visualize the oasis. What's getting in the way? The tether. I help you sever the tethers. You do the work. You got to recognize it. And if anytime you'd like to talk about that, I'd be glad to share that. You can reach out to me at any time. to find out what I do in this arena of coaching. And you can email me or text me, email me, schedule something on my calendar. Be glad to share with you moving to your oasis. So today is Wednesday. And again, turn on your notifications because Friday's guest is Hector Colon. This is Hector. He's going to be talking about his book, My Journey from the Boxing Ring to the Boardroom. He had to make a decision, professional boxing or servant leadership. And he made that decision. And you'll hear that great story on Friday. So 2 p.m. Eastern, turn on your notifications. In the meantime, think about the oasis that you want to go to. What is holding you back? What is holding you back? Be free to reach out to me. I'd be glad to have some conversation about that. I've got some new announcements I'm going to release next week, some very exciting news. I'm going to be co-hosting G-Force with the most influential person in my life, my wife, and she's going to be a contributor as well. And I'm also going to be announcing that I'll be doing a Tuesday and Thursday, time permitting, on gratitude to prosperity. Gratitude to prosperity. And bring attention how to win the money game. And show you how to get into the top 3% of the American people. Look up what's the net worth of the top 3%. And I want to show you how you can do that. It's a principles of understanding in relationship with money and how to do that. And so I'll be doing that every Tuesdays and Thursdays, talking about money principles, mindset principles in and around money, and what I've done to move myself, and not to impress you, but to press upon you that anybody can become a 3%er in net worth in this country. Do you believe it? I can show you how to get there. Have a great day. Turn on your notifications for Friday, 2 p.m., and meet this man, Hector Colon. We're going to talk about his book. With that all said, have a great day. Make a decision to go after and pursue your oasis in life. Have a good one. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate you. You have a great day as well. God bless you, my friend. We are signing out.